Hello, my name is Ashwata Abdurrahman, and in today's video, I will answer the questions for the final reading exam. The first question is, what is the title of the article? And the answer is Investigating EFL Students' Politeness Strategies in Pedagogical Interaction. The second question, article formation. The author's names is Sid Rawiyah, Nabila Humaira, and Latifa Nur Fitriana. The affiliation is Universitas Negeri Malang. Corresponding email, there are 3, and each of them belong to the authors. Name of the journal is Pedagogical Research. And the journal volume is 6. Volume 6. The year of publication is 2021. And the link of the journal I have stated in the in the presentation. Number 3. What information can you find in the abstract of the journal? The abstract explains that the study of investigating EFL students' politeness strategies used during pedagogical interactions. It highlights the importance of politeness in maintaining respectful communication between students and teachers. The study also emphasized that politeness strategies influence students' motivation, interaction quality, and classroom atmosphere. The abstract briefly mentioned the research method, participants, and main findings, which show that students employ different politeness strategies depending on context and power relations. Number 4. What was or were the objectives of the research? Why was the research crucial to be conducted? The research aims to identify the types of politeness strategies used by EFL students, analyze how politeness is applied in classroom interaction, understand the role of politeness in pedagogical communication. Why is the research crucial? This research is important because politeness plays a key role in effective classroom communication. In EFL contexts, students often struggle not only with language accuracy but also with pragmatic competence. Understanding politeness strategies helps teachers create a more respectful and supportive learning environment. Number 5. In that article, there some relevant researchers which have been conducted before. After we read the article, what makes this research different from the previous research? And my answer is, unlike previous studies that focused mainly on politeness in daily conversation or written discourse, this research specifically examined politeness strategies in pedagogical interactions. It emphasizes classroom context, power relations between teachers and students, and how politeness affects learning motivation. This focus makes the study more relevant to English education and teaching practice. Number 6. In the part of the introduction, there are some theories. Let's mention at least 3 quotations of the theories from the experts. The first one is Brown and Levinson's politeness theory. The second one is pragmatic and language learning. The third one is pedagogical discourse theory. Number 7. Please identify the research method used by the researchers. Why did the researcher use that research method? The researchers used a qualitative research method. Reason for using this method, qualitative method, allow researchers to first analyze language used in context. The second one is to interpret students' politeness strategies deeply. The third one is understand meanings behind utterances in classroom interactions. Number 8. Who was or were subjects of the research? How many participants were involved as the subject of the research? Explain their characteristics. The subjects of the research were EFL students involved in the classroom interactions. number of participants. It's stated clearly in the methodology section characteristic. Indonesian EFL learners engage in pedagogical interaction and use English as a foreign language in academic settings. Number 9. How did the researcher get the data? How did the researcher analyze them? The data collection, the researchers collected the data through classroom interaction, recordings, observation of pedagogical communication, transcription of students' utterances, data analysis. The data were analyzed by classifying politeness strategies, interpreting utterances based on politeness theory, and linking findings to pragmatic and pedagogical context. The answer is for number 10. This research is very useful for me as an English education student because it helps me realize how important politeness is in classroom communication. The findings show that learning a language is not only about grammar and vocabulary, but also about how we communicate politely and appropriately with others. As a future English teacher, I understand that students' politeness strategies can affect the classroom atmosphere, students' motivation, and the quality of interaction between teachers and students. When communication is polite, students feel more comfortable, confident, and willing to participate in class. This study also helps me understand that language use is influenced by power relations and social contexts, specifically in teacher-student interactions. Students often adjust their language based on who they are talking to and the situation they are in. This makes me realize that pragmatic competence is just as important as language accuracy. It encourages me to pay more attention to how students express ideas, ask questions, or give opinions politely when learning English. By applying politeness strategies, both teachers and students can create a supportive and positive learning environment. This research motivates me to include politeness and awareness in my future teaching practice, especially when teaching speaking and interaction skills. I also learned that teaching English is not only about language skills, but also about teaching attitudes, values, and respect in communication. Overall, this study helps me made me see that the politeness plays an important role in helping students communicate more effectively and comfortably in English, both in academic settings and everyday situations. And that is all from me. My name is Nashrat Abdurrahman. Thank you.